Oh, got it.
There we go. Okay, you want to do this right here. Okay, cool. Okay, so I've already sent you all the videos. Okay, did you get the videos? Okay. Who wasn't here last week or the last 2 weeks? Anybody missed any class? Any classes? Okay, did you watch the, you got the videos, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can review the midterms. Okay, make sure you do a good job in writing the notes in the blue book, for the notes, so you can study for the exam.
Okay.
Okay. And then the market updates. I needed 4 memos today. Okay, staple. Okay. Most of you had them, which was totally great. Most of you had the homework, which was great. So everybody's on, pretty much on track. You guys got to read the. You guys got to read the syllabus. Okay. And then homework 2, I reviewed and checked for those who had it. Again, I'm not going to be here, on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. I got a conference I got to go to. Okay. If you want to meet with me during the break, I'll meet with you during the break. I'm happy to come over and meet with you. You can meet with me in the city at my office. That's cool too. Probably won't be that much available because I'm going back to work. But if you want to talk to me or send me stuff or email me or text me or call, God forbid, call me to talk to me, I'm more than happy to spend some time with you. God forbid you pick up the phone, right? And then you got to get the PowerPoint presentations done. We're going to do them after the exam week. Okay, so if you have assignments for the PowerPoint, you got to come back right after the exam week. We're going to pound those things out. Okay, again, they're not that hard. You just go through them, you edit them down, make them a 10-minute presentation. You basically spend a couple hours studying it. Maybe read the chapter. God forbid, read the chapter and do the presentation, and it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Okay. So the midterm exam is going to be Tuesday and Thursday, April 23rd and 25th. Is that going to be a problem with anybody? Okay. If you have any problems, you have any issues, you're not going to be here, you're going to be sick, you can't, you don't do well in exams, you're going to be out of town, please tell me so we can make an accommodation so that I can set up some time to meet with you to do that. Okay. And then deliverable 1, you're going to give me the rework. Okay. I'll spend time with you during the exam week to meet with you, to go over any of the deficiencies so I can sign off on your deliverable 1. Okay. And then what you probably want to do is either sign off on it or put it in with your deliverable 2 that needs to be reworked, so that when I go sit down with you again to go over your midterm and your second deliverable, your first deliverable will be in there and I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay? And that'll give you a little extra time. Okay? And then deliverable 2 is going to be due on Thursday, April 25th. Anybody got a problem with that? No? Everybody can hit that deadline? Again, you're going to need to have the cover page. Make sure the cover page already signed off on. Okay, I got a couple people still handing in cover pages that are all messed up. Okay, make sure you give me one of those big clips, and then you got to give me the 4 memos. And make sure they're stapled together. A lot of you are handing stuff in, like the PowerPoint presentations, the homeworks, the memos. They're not even stapled together. So when I'm blowing through them, it totally slows me down because now I got to look through like 20 different things instead of like 5 different things. Okay, so I got like 90 of these things I got to go through. That's why they're the way that they are. Okay, so you got to give me stocks, oil, gold, and bonds, and make sure they're stapled together. Then you got to give me the. I will hand you out a blue book, and I will give you the exam again. Put as much detail in the exam as you can as possible. Okay, it should be a little bit easier than the last one because most of it's all mathematics. And students seem to do better on the mathematics than on the writing stuff, although you really need to work on your writing. Do I need to mention that again? You need to work on your writing, okay? Your handwriting and your writing skills, okay? You're gonna have a horrible time when you get out of here into the business world. If you're lucky, you're gonna work with an employer that'll probably hire somebody to retrain you how to write, which is what they did for me. I was really lucky I didn't get fired. But they hired somebody. But it still took me about 7 years to be an awesome writer. Take the next 2 years, a year and a half, to really work on your writing, really focus on your attention to detail, focus on your presentations and your writing skills, and you will definitely do yourself a favor. You won't do yourself a favor if you neglect it. Okay? It's a big issue here at the university, and in all universities, actually. And then the class midterm and the notes, you want to give me that too. Make sure those are complete. Some people are just writing and scratching some stuff in there and then giving it to me. You know, you need to write that stuff out. If you need to rewrite some of the stuff, rewrite some of the stuff. Okay, spend the time to rewrite it. Make it legible. Okay, make it look beautiful. When you hand stuff in, it's got to look beautiful. People will appreciate it. Okay. Then homework 2, you have to have a cover page, and it's got to be stapled together. Don't have the frilly stuff on the outside. Cut that stuff off. Make it a clean deliverable. Okay. And then the extra credit problem set. Okay. Some of, I would say maybe a third of the class did the extra credit problem set on the first one. I think it just takes time, you know, to go through it. But again, you're just practicing the problems. And I don't mind if you do half of it and then hand it in later on. I don't have a problem with that. But again, you're just always constantly trying to get some extra bonus points. And if I could, I would give some of you an A+, okay, based on the work. But unfortunately, they don't have A+ here. But that's where the letter of recommendation and the reference comes in handy if you ever need something like that from me, because I feel really comfortable with you. And then the movie review worksheet, you got to make sure that all the questions are answered. Okay, just don't answer one page and hand it in. Answer both sides. And then make sure your resume has gone through Mary Beth. And then you should come see me and have me go through your resume. Because Mary Beth does a really good job, and I supercharge it and work with you on putting in some value-add metrics that will really distinguish you from your competition. And you get extra bonus points if you do a business card. Okay. You should have business cards. Berkeley does, Stanford does, Davis does. All the top schools, all their students, both grad and undergrad, have business cards. So why don't we? Okay, we should. All right. Yes, sir.
What do we put on the business card since we don't really have any credentials right now?
You put your name, major, you know, concentration, graduation date. You could put your address if you want to. Definitely a cell phone number, an email address, and your LinkedIn profile.
Okay.
You know, something like that. And then some of my students, what they would do is they would put a color back to it, either blue or red or something that would allow it to stand out. And make sure it's a relatively thick cardstock. Don't use something really flimsy, because that communicates weakness if you give it to somebody. And then what I really like is on the back of the cards, it's some dark color on the back of the card, and then they put their initials. I think it looks really elegant. It's a real nice, you know, touch to the business card. And then don't tell anybody. Can you turn off that